Welcome back to another video, guys. Today's video we will just testing out another, well, my hunt for cheap tech still continues here. Another package in this kind of a plastic bag. You know what's going on there. Yeah, more cheap stuff. This time from AliExpress though, not from Temu or Vivor or whatever. By the way, stay tuned for that Vivor review of that water cooler. Yeah, just watch that review before you buy anything. Very recommended. So let's open up this bag here. And I've ordered actually a couple of things here, so there's a couple of things. But they're individually wrapped, so that's nice. One here. And last one here. This is the one I'm curious about. Seems like it's a bit crushed in shipping though, so let's see how this is going. Oh, it's actually wrapped with this foam, so that's nice. Yeah, this is kind of a double review again because I'm testing this SM57 replica, whatever, copy microphone that I also got off Temu. So let's see how that works, I guess. Yeah, there we go. So while this installation is in the background of this Windows installation, I have to disconnect the there we go, the flash drive. And this computer is a bit weird. I believe it's a BIOS thing, where it will not restart after reboots. So I have to force it shut down. There we go. I don't know what's going on with it, but there we go. Well, you've probably seen this before, and in some other videos. I was kind of yeah, I'm kind of curious of how this thing is working. It says it fits AM5, AM4, AM3, basically every AM socket from the AM1 up. Probably also fitting the, what is that, the F socket? I don't know, the same retention bracket thingy that AMD has always used. It also fits 11, 56, 55, 51, 50, 775 and 1700, which I cannot explain how. I don't think this has actually mounting materials in the box, but let's see. Using a nice little CPU here to cut it with. A little Pentium here. There's nothing special about that. But they're sharp, so, well, sharp enough. Actually, it's a tamper seal on a this kind of a cheap cooler. Yeah, this thing was about 20 bucks or something. I do not remember if I ordered the RGB one or the non-RGB one. Looks like I ordered the RGB one. And it already includes this mounting bracket here that I already have on this motherboard here, so that's nice. So no need to use that. And, well, here we go. Okay. Thermal paste, mounting bracket or mounting materials, and a fan. This looks to be a 92mm fan. Not as big as it looks like in the photos, I can tell that much. Like compared to a Hyper 212, which is the 120, yeah, it's a tiny one in comparison. But it says that it can dissipate up to 145 watts of TDP of heat. Really doubt that, but you know, that's they say you can, so maybe you can. I don't know. Very strong clips on this cooler. That is amazing. Wow. I'm not sure how I'm going to clip this on, but if that clamps on that hard, well, some cooling performance should be in it, you know. Looks like it has restarted again. Does it manage to restart? That's the question. Yeah, it looks like it. That's nice. It fixed itself. Nice. But I'm not sure. Yeah, this is actually a RGB fan. Well, it's not a configurable RGB fan. I'm guessing this is just a static or a normal rotating RGB, whatever. Nothing fancy about it really. It's really small, very light, but for the price, I mean, is it better than the Hyper 212? Which, man, cats. Is it better than the Hyper 212? Not sure really. That's up to be tested. This Hyper 212 on this CPU here, slight overclock. It runs about 120-ish watts TDP. hit about the maximum temperature of 58 degrees on Cinebench, running that through 10 minutes. That's the maximum temperature. Ambient room temperature is 25. So that's a actually really respectable cooler for what it's doing in here. 120 watts, well, approximately, of that thing. Really nice. Not bad at all. This is a Xeon system. It's an E52667 V2. So it is the Ivy Bridge series of Xeons. They're not really any powerhouses really anymore, but they do suck a lot of power. And that's kind of why I'm using it. I also had a Threadripper system, but the problem with the Threadripper stuff is that no cooler actually fits it, and yeah, that's the problem. So it has this mounting bracket here. Wow, okay, that's nice. So this mounting bracket allows you actually to rotate the cooler slightly because it has mounting points all over the place here. So you can install it like that, like slightly offset, like that. So you can install it normally, slightly off that way. You can install this way. Actually, not too bad. Actually, this bracket here. This is actually, yeah, actually not bad. Very nice. I'm guessing I can still use the one that's on there. The one that's on there actually, well, it is this exact same thing. I just haven't noticed it yet earlier. But it has the side mountings as well on this thing. That's some kind of a bracket I got with a this AliExpress motherboard that I ordered for my server. Still running strong. The only thing is this is a machinist motherboard. And the only thing that actually failed on it, which something has failed on it since after almost a year of deployment, the little VRM cooler failed. But that's not really a big issue because I'm using the flower style cooler from the Intel stock fan, and that kind of moves air around the area, so it shouldn't really be an issue because it still moves a lot of heat, well, moves a lot of air, well, past that heatsink for that VRM, so shouldn't really be an issue here. Looks like this is gonna take some time. Typical Windows installation here. I'm using also, like I used last time, I'm using Windows 10 Enterprise IoT. So I get basically the cleanest version that's official from Microsoft, and still a couple of weeks of support for this Windows installation here. So, but what we're basically going to do here is we are going to install Cinebench like it was before, because for some reason the SSD that I ran this on before, well, that's quit. So reinstallation here, install the Cinebench and hardware monitor, and simply just watch the temperatures. We're not going to do anything super advanced here, but we're going to throw this on, see what it does. If it does, well, spoiler alert, if it does better than the Vivo cooler, it's already an upgrade. So, Vivo cooler, it's already going to be an upgrade. So, I'm going to wait this out here, and I'm going to get back to you when this thing is done loading its things. I don't get it. Well, we are back here, and pretty light though, very nice. It was a bit tricky to install. The included bracket is not exactly the same as the one I already had, because this does not support socket 2011. But that's no issue really, because it is the same mounting depth and everything on the clips. So this thing actually clipped on, and those clips are strong. They have a very tight fit on that CPU, to say it correctly. Man, that was some job to get that on. I had to kind of loosen the frame a bit, the mounting frame a bit, and then fasten the clips, and then screw it back down. Man, those clips should not have any issues keeping that CPU mounted to that socket. Man, that should be a good, nice, even contact there. Already doing actually pretty well. It's sitting here idling at 27 degrees Celsius. Actually, very nice. I can do some zooming here, see if you can actually see the screen, because that would be nice. I'm gonna try to angle you correctly here. Also bear in mind I did connect a little radio controller, so don't mind that. Shouldn't really actually affect the test here, but you can clearly see the temperatures right here, and yeah, 27 degrees Celsius right now. Wow. The fan is only a 3-pin fan, so it will not auto adjust the fan speed. It will only run the max speed on this particular motherboard. If you want to adjust the speed, well, I don't know how you're going to do that. I believe you can get this thing in a 4-pin version, but I didn't get it because I'm cheap like that. So let's run this multi-core test here and look at the utilization here and the wattage and see how much power this thing is sucking back. 118 watts. We are at 50 degrees. 52. 53. Man, this actually 120, 121. It will use more power as the chip heats up. That's normal. These chips usually throttle at about 85 to 86 degrees Celsius. And it looks like it is able to actually keep this thing under control. 120 watts. That is actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Does it heat up though? Yep, definitely heats up. So those heat pipes are actually doing something. They're not just there for show. Not bad. 65 there, 64, 65. Looks like it's gonna settle in the mid-60s. And that is really impressive actually for that size of a cooler. It is worse than the Cooler Master Hyper 212, but it is way better than that Weaver cooler, that's for sure. This is actually a very, very nice product for the price. All the white balance here, it fell off. There you go. Maybe, I don't know. Camera is doing something weird. If I turn off the light and turn it back on, probably something will happen. I don't know. Will it? The light is blinding, that's for sure. But, yeah. Sitting at 3.7 gigahertz through this test. Sucking back around 122 watts at the moment. 123, 122. Max temperature right now is 66 degrees Celsius. I'm not gonna lie, man. For that size of the cooler, and the fact that it's small, very light, it takes up very little space if you're building like a tiny PC or something. If you install this on something like a Ryzen 7600 or 9600, something like that, this will be phenomenal, because that thing sucks a lot less juice than this CPU here does. But yeah, it peaked at 124 watts of usage here. And the temperature is at 66 right now, and has had the highest point at 67. And that also could be by the air actually heating up in this area right here. That is not bad. Really, really impressed about that. So I'm guessing, yeah, it places right at where it was before. Right between a 2697 V2 and a Xeon 5650 or a 7700K. So yeah, it's better than the 7700K, that's for sure. Well, at multi-core at least, because this is 8 cores. Yeah, 8 cores. Yeah, 16 threads. Double amount, of course, than the 7700K. Sits a bit below the 1700X. Ryzen 7. This is very impressive. For the price at least. This is not bad at all. So if you're running like something like a stock cooler at this time, not a bad upgrade really. Really, really nice. Thanks so much for watching, guys. This has been actually a lot of fun to test this thing. The reason I sold this with RAID controller is because the other package I ordered was actually some SFF8087, I believe they're called, breakout cables, so I can connect with my SAS drives, because I have a bunch of them I need to both erase and probably use. I have a 10 terabyte drive I also need to test, so that's kind of why I ordered those things. Look at that, man. I mean, this is like almost worst case scenario for the CPU. Like ordinary gaming and stuff like that. A modern CPU will never suck back this kind of a power. Like you're probably getting to bottleneck by the CPU before anything else, or the GPU rather. Because many of these newer, like especially Ryzen 5 and up CPUs, they're really good. Also the new Intel stuff, but the new Intel stuff kind of sucks back a lot of power, so I don't know. So I really haven't got anything to compare. I know the Ryzen stuff because I have a 9000 generation Ryzen. I have a 9900X, and my girlfriend's computer has a 7600X, so it's a 7000 series Ryzen. And I know that my CPU kicks out a lot of heat, but hers barely anything. So on something like that, a 7600 or 7700, something in that range, or even a 5800X or something. I mean, I give this a thumbs up of approval right here. Very nice. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and stay tuned for, well, stay tuned for another video.